We consider this year to be particularly important to support immigrants because of the vicious anti-immigrant policies that President Trump is carrying out. We saw in February that many immigrants came out across the country to send a message that immigrants and their supporters were opposing the witch hunt that President Trump and ICE is carrying out against immigrants. And many of those workers that walked out on the job in February, when they returned to work, had lost their jobs. And the community and unions and their supporters had to rally to demand that they get those jobs back. We want that to happen on May 1st as well. We have been marching for immigrant rights since 2006, and we have made a lot of progress. But nonetheless, Washington continues to deport, harass, and deport people like never before. This has got to stop. We are opposing Trump's immigration policies. We believe that the policies such as NAFTA, a lack of support for progressive governments in Central America, economic and foreign policies are at the root of why people are forced to come to the United States. And until those issues are dealt with, people will continue to risk their lives crossing Mexico, crossing Central America into the U.S. borders. So we are here to say no to the deportations, no to firing any worker that comes out on May Day 2017. We will be gathering at Union Square starting in the early morning. The only reason that they're listening to immigrant workers is because we are withholding our labor. And we ask U.S.-born workers as well to come out on May Day, because the Trump policies affecting immigrants affect us all.
Thank you, guys. We're here today to support the World Workers' Party and to support the strike and to support undocumented and documented immigrants all throughout the country who will be exercising their right to protest, to get better conditions, to get fair wages, to win the right to unionize. We are from Guevaristas for the revolutionary empowerment of Black and Latinx society. We believe that Black and Brown struggle is one and the same. We are an intersectional organization that is supporting lifting up communities through all avenues of oppression. Women, immigrants, Black, Brown, queer, everyone. All oppression is the same at the end of the day. It is in everybody's best interest to support immigrants, to support undocumented immigrants, and to support workers. Like my comrade said earlier, it is in the best interest of all of us to work together and not fight each other, because that's what they want at the top.
Workers have a basic right to withhold their labor, collectively withhold their labor, whether it's for one day on May Day or in a prolonged strike. That doesn't mean union workers. That means all workers. Workers are workers. And I want to let these bosses know, they better not try to retaliate against these workers that walk out on May Day, or they will face retribution.
Right on. Right.
On a wide basis this time, not just Workers' World Party, lots of organizations and lots of activists in preparation for the May Day strike are forming defense committees, workers' defense committees, New York, everywhere. And we're doing this so after May Day, when we find out what bosses took reprisals against workers, we are going to respond. We're going to be ready this time.
We are forming defense committees to put racist anti-worker bosses on notice. We will strike back if you try to bring any reprisals against your workers. They have a right to strike, and we are encouraging everyone across the country to be forming these kind of defense committees, because while May 1st is International Workers' Day, it extends long after International Workers' Day.
Así es que el 1 de mayo a Union Square, todos. Y recuerden que hoy se inician las defensas por todos los huelguistas del 1 de mayo. No van a estar solos. Nos hemos unido aquí para defendernos, para unirnos. No están solos, compañeros. Salgan todos el 1 de mayo a Union Square.
We need to do everything, and the same that's happening across Brooklyn right now. There are defense committees of migrant workers. We need to do defense committees just like this to make sure that May Day is safe for every worker to come out and strike. We have a right to say and withhold our labor power, if we're not being able to have basic safety on the job, basic dignity on the job, work conditions that really benefit working people, we have a right to go out on strike. We have a right to say that if you're going to withhold my raise, well, we're right across the street from McDonald's. We're going to talk about wage theft that is going on widespread across the city. Burger King, we can start indicting and saying if workers are not able to leave their jobs on May 1st, we need to do everything in our power, surround these corporations, demand that workers have their wages properly given to them, and say you will not allow any worker to not be able to strike on May Day.
We as Bayan endorse the call nationally of migrant workers to strike on International Workers' Day, Monday, May 1st. We also endorse the call for defense committees to protect workers from retaliation.
We are here today to show the solidarity of the workers, and we are giving an open message to all trade people, our businesses people. Please let them use their rights, let them stand for their workers, sisters and brothers all over the world. And we are asking the people of New York to come to Union Square, 12 o'clock, May 1.
Sisters and brothers, we're here in front of this horrible, evil building where immigrant workers are summoned, and sometimes they go in and they don't come out. They end up in jail. They end up deported. To send this message, and I'm just reiterating what other speakers have said, on May Day 2017, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, we don't know, of immigrant workers, documented and undocumented, and their supporters are going to be striking. They're going to be striking against the war of racism and terror. They're going to be striking against the mass arrests, against the deportations. They're going to be showing everyone that they have power, that they can shut down big sections of the U.S. economy. And we want employers to know, if they dare to take reprisals against these workers, if they fire them, if they punish them, this time we're going to be organized.
That's right.
We are going to find out who did it. We are going to expose them on social media.
That's right.
We are going to demonstrate in front of their offices, and we are going to engage in boycotts. And we're doing it because this is an attack on all workers. We're not doing this for charitable reasons, although, we're good people. We're doing this because it's time that working people understand that the war against immigrant workers is a war against the working class. It's a terrible campaign to divide workers so that workers will be fighting each other, and not for better wages.
That's right.
And not for better unions. That's what Trump wants. That's what Wall Street wants. That's what billionaires want. And we're here to say, May Day 2017, that crap is over.
Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.